I feel that we are reaching that brink right now, and you need to prepare for that.
Oh my
And
God.
feels like an almost.
She's like David Koresh now. Jeez.
I pulled my children out of school. I was having this dreams and visions about bees and organization that was happening in America. I have a sense of dread that a lot of these events that are happening, these inexplicable events like the Malibu fires, these sort of coastal events, the Texas floods, that this is not happening by accident. Just work hard, thinking that we could run a company, that we could launch this revolution where people were going to be happy in the future because America was the land of the free. I had to mourn that. Now I realized, and as I have expressed, that this is missional. Charlie knew he was going to die young, but there was more that were in those now seemingly prophetic text messages that I was unwilling to share at that time. But I am going to share that now. When he was
Uh-oh.
speaking about his death and the visions that he was having in April of 2018, he also said some other things.
Here we go.
He didn't just say that he was going to die. He didn't just say that turning point was going to be the death of him, but he also wrote this. This is on April 13th. He wrote this. He wrote, "Ish like tonight is what I have foreseen. This won't result in anything. I'll give you the context in a moment. But in our lifetime, we will experience real war beyond anything that we can fathom, absolute and total destruction." Now, for historical reference, what was going on that week involved, of course, France, right? America, France, Israel, the Middle East, Syria, Russia. And this is the Syria before Israel.
Was that the big reveal? Was that what everything has been building up to? Is he made a kind of depressed statement about geopolitical politics and our future? I mean, my grandma makes those same statements before she died. She said, "I'm so glad I'm not going to be here anymore to see all the bad things that are coming into this world that you'll have to deal with." I guess my grandma was assassinated by Israel too. Okay.
And the United States overthrew Assad. What was going on was the United States and France were carrying out a series of military strikes involving an aircraft and these ship-based missiles against multiple government sites in Syria. And the official reason that we were told was because the Syrian government had apparently chemically gassed their own citizens, something which Assad had strenuously denied. In effect, if Assad was telling the truth, and I believe he was, because I think there's a war on Christians that's happening, then the West and the United States were implicated in part by a false flag attack to justify a larger military justification.
Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard and a number of others have been saying this for a while. In fact, I did some videos on it, maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, it was a lot of BS that we were sold on Assad, so to speak, and once again, a very complicated screw up by U.S. government, by our government and intelligence. Okay, but again, what are you saying? So Charlie Kirk, this was going on at the same time that Charlie Kirk made this very sort of general dour pronouncement about geopolitics and the direction of the world and future war. And again, give me something that is specific evidence that somebody knocked off Charlie Kirk. Please.
That's kind of something the West does a lot, right? False flag attack, get the media going. We have to respond. And then we just sort of take land. Yeah, that's what we do. Now, France had said in a statement on that morning on April 14th that France's red line had been crossed. So this was a story which Charlie said, this is not the thing that's coming, but this is a preview of the thing that's coming. Missiles, false flag attacks, chemicals, and the Middle East, America, France, and Israel. It is something. It is something, right?
First of all, she's putting a lot of fucking words in his mouth. I didn't hear Charlie say all that shit, dude. I saw him say what you just put up there, which was very vague. She's such a demagogue. This is just such classic demagoguery. She's trying to pull every trigger now. Now you know what she's trying to do with talking about this war shit and trying to basically imply or say outright that Charlie Kirk was predicting this kind of destruction to to eventually reach America. Uh, she's trying to tap into people's basic fears for their children. And so now, it always ends up getting back to the children. I mean, notice how she started her program with a disturbing reference to pedophilia, right? She talked about this pedophile that had been arrested what was that linked to the DuPonts, or I don't even remember now. Can't keep all the conspiracy threads straight. It's kind of hard. It's like tying up the last season of Lost. Jesus. But again, what the hell, lady? What the hell? But this is how her mind works, and this is why you should be concerned about her. That's why you should be concerned.
This was the vibe of something that Charlie felt was going to happen in the future. That future right now. And I didn't feel it then in 2018, but I feel it now. I've been telling you guys, I have been having a lot of dreams.
Oh, y'all.
And the dread
Lord,
that Charlie felt
us.
in 2018, I have been feeling. I felt it leading up to Charlie's assassination. I pulled my children out of school. I was having this dreams and visions about bees and organization that was happening in America.
She's telling us she's mentally ill. I don't know how much clearer to be about this. She's got a giant prophecy complex, a deep paranoia. I mean, if I didn't know better, this is like schizophrenic behavior. And I'm not the first to say it. Now, I'm not accusing her of having that. And it's hard for me to imagine someone getting to this position in life with a full-blown case of schizophrenia, which I'm not asserting she has. But what the hell? What the hell?
I pulled my children out of school. I was having this dreams and visions about bees and organization that was happening in America. I have a sense of dread that a lot of these events that are happening, these inexplicable events like the Malibu fires, these sort of coastal events, the Texas floods, that this is not happening by accident.
Oh,
I have a feeling of a sense of dread that the Fed is taking from Americans right now, and that we are heading toward war.
Well, now she's right about the Fed.
I'm going to share that. I feel that we are headed toward war.
She is right about the Fed. See, that's the problem with Candace. That's what's tricky. It's like, I'm just about to like completely close my brain off. And then she's like, the Fed. And then I'm like, oh, wait, she's right about that. Now, this is sad. It's sad, y'all. It's sad.
They want war by any means necessary. And that you need to be, wherever you are in the world, fully dialed into that. Okay? We can't be stupid this time. We cannot believe what the media is telling us. We cannot believe what the government are telling us. We cannot believe whatever it is, whatever attack that's going to happen, and we're going to be told that it was this guy. We have to start to recognize the pattern of things, okay? The predictive model of this is my red line, then the red line gets crossed and people are denying it. And what happens? Christians are mass slaughtered every single time, propagandized. Christians in the East to hate Christians in the West. And there's just less of us by the end of it. And these things tend to happen, world wars, when they want a reset because people start waking up. And so I just wanted to express that to you, that I feel that we are reaching that brink right now. And you need to prepare for that.
Oh my God.
Feels like an almost.
She's like David Koresh now. Jeez.
Our FBI was founded by Charles Joseph Bonaparte. I had no idea. I hate to be American ignorant, but I had no idea. Yes, that man was the founder. And yes.
Pause it for a second. Does everybody know what this woman put out on the internet today? Because if you go and you read it, she basically declares war on Turning Point USA. She says here, I received information last night that put the final pieces together for me. I now can say with full confidence that I believe Charlie Kirk was betrayed by the leadership of Turning Point USA and some of the very people who eulogized him on stage. Yes, I will be naming names and providing evidence for my claims. And I am making a personal plea to every well-meaning person who donated to this God-forsaken organization to request a refund. You were lied to, and leadership knew. She's talking about Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk's organization that he founded with his own blood, sweat, and tears, that he also bequeathed to his wife and apparent beloved spouse, that Candace has now spent months trying to destroy. And that is my perception of it. My perception and many others, that she has basically spent months trying to destroy. And this has gotten, this just since she posted it several hours ago, this post has gotten, that I just read to you, 5.7 million views. Now, she puts this filth, in my opinion, out there on the internet. But okay, let's say that some people believe it or think that there's reason to believe it possibly, and that she has a right to say it. You put stuff like that out there, and this is how, Candace, you're starting your show, with some kind of weird Freemason history lesson, and you're showing me pictures of men from like 100 years ago or what? Really? Really? That's insulting. It's insulting. I mean, am I the only one who thinks that? Am I crazy? Do you all think this is a great, fully like inspired, appropriate beginning to her show? I'm sorry. These are serious allegations. The other people saying this online too. These are serious, hardcore allegations. You're asking people to withdraw their funds from TPUSA. I don't even personally give a fuck about TPUSA, nor am I a fan of Erica Kirk. But like, this is just almost sadistic what she's doing. I don't know if it's consciously sadistic or if there's some kind of disordered personality at work. I don't know. But like, I cannot believe, am I crazy? Tell me in the comments if I am the crazy one. And I'll get back to this. All right. Okay. I'm going to try to let it play more, a lot more, not interrupt.
That is like Napoleon Bonaparte. His grandfather, Charles's grandfather, was Napoleon Bonaparte's brother. This is his great uncle. Napoleon Bonaparte was his great uncle, which makes it kind of hilarious, right?